Hello friends. Now let us take up the concept number 9, 1.9, low level languages and high level languages. Before explaining this concept, contextually, I would like to clarify one common doubt of especially students. Why so many human languages and why so many computer languages? What is the purpose of human language? It is a medium. Through that medium, people can interact with each other. Then, in such case, why so many human languages? Because of geographical limitations, logistical limitations, lack of communication networks and all that. Many human languages were created. And they are limited to a particular region, a particular state, or a particular country, or a particular community also. Very few languages, especially one language, is recognized as an international language, that is English. Because in the world, majority people in majority countries can understand or speak in English. So, that's why that is the only international languages. Remaining all languages are either national languages or regional languages. Now, what about computer languages? What is the need of a computer language? Actually, the need of a computer language. A computer cannot understand a human language, any of the human language, including English. Even though we are using English language on a computer cannot understand English directly. That point you must note down. Computer's language is binary. It is having only two characters, 1 and 0. How with the 1 and 0, only two characters, a language can be developed, you may get a doubt. Actually, if you take any Indian language, regional language, it is having more than 100 plus characters. Every language consists of 100 plus characters. Whereas English language is having only 26 characters. Even though it is manageable, it has become an international language. So, logically think, why can't we create language using two characters or two digits? So, computer's language is binary. So, for that purpose, computer cannot understand human language. For that purpose, computer language is required. Then, the next question, why so many computer languages? Actually, here there are dozens of computer languages in the world as on the day. But every language is having its own strengths and weaknesses and having its unique features. Some languages support some paradigms means methodologies. Some languages support only one paradigm. Some languages support multiple paradigms. Some languages are general purpose languages. That means they are used for every purpose. Some languages are specific purpose language. That means a particular purpose only you can use that language. Some languages are very easy to learn, easy to use. Some languages are very difficult. Some languages are versatile. For many purposes you can use. Because of all these reasons, many reasons are there. Every time new languages are developed as an advanced version of the existing one by plugging the loopholes of the earlier languages. And one more thing, every time the technology is advancing very rapidly. So, the languages, in order to be compatible with the new technology, new languages are developed. That's why many programming languages are there in the world. But you need not learn all the languages. You learn which are more popular, which are in high demand, you have to learn. In this chapter only, I will somewhere else I explain uh, what to do regarding how to choose the languages, which language you have to learn. That point I will explain. So, now let us come to our point. Low level languages and high level languages. What is low level? Low level means if you take a computer at bottom level, what is there? Processor. Processor, the name represents that it will process our program. So, processor knows a language. Its mother tongue is binary, 1 0. That means anything, it may be instruction or it may be data, it is a sequence of ones and zeros like this. So, for every combination there is a meaning. That means every instruction is represented by this, every data is represented by this, every character is represented by this. So, that is the processor language. If you are able to write programs or any programming language allows you to write the program in this way, that is called low level language. And what is high level language? High level language means secondary, higher level. Actually, high level language cannot be understood by the processor directly. There must be some intermediate processing software is required. Processing software is required. That's why it is called high level language. That means high level language cannot be understood by the processor directly. Low level languages can be understood by the processor directly. That point you have to understand in a nutshell. Actually, all programming languages can be classified into 3 groups. Machine languages, assembly languages and high level languages. And out of that, first and second, that is machine language and assembly language are considered as low level languages. That means almost processor can directly understand them and process the data. The third one is high level language. Okay, now I will give you a briefing about the features of the 3 groups: machine languages, assembly language and high level languages. Machine language. Every machine means in this context you have to understand as a computer. A computer can understand its own machine language. Here, why I am using word own? Actually, it's a hardware design. Actually, when a hardware engineer designs its hardware, a particular language he incorporates in that. That is its machine language. That means for that group of computer or that type of computers only can understand that language. That means that is machine dependent. On different machines, that language is not compatible. That point you have to understand. Machine's own language, its hardware design defines it. So, in that, all, it may be data, it may be character, it may be an instruction, it should be a string of ones and zeros. Now, for your understanding sake, I have given the machine language coding form. Simply seeing that, you need not bother about the inner details of that. If you see the coding form, how data or instructions are written in a machine language, you can understand. You see that. Okay. Now, machine languages are very efficient in execution because you are speaking in the language of processor. Processor can directly understand your instructions. That's why it can easily implement it. It is very fast. Whereas in other cases, it is not possible. Translation process is required. Even though machine languages are very efficient in execution, there is a vast limitation. What is that? For everything, if you have to write programs, you have to use the strings of ones and zeros. That's why it is very tedious business. To write a program is a tedious business, and it takes a lot of time because every time you have to refer, and thereafter it is error prone because in a sequence of ones and zeros, any mistake instead of 1 0 comes, the meaning is totally changed. That's why it is error prone. And one more limitation is because of its difficulty, uh, then students are not inclined to learn that. If students are not inclined to learn machine languages, how programmers are generated? If programmers are not generated, then who will operate computers? Who will be the programmers? That is a big limitation with the machine languages. So, in order to simplify this process, that means in order to simplify programming, then assembly languages were developed. Actually, assembly, as I told you already, assembly languages are also low-level languages, but with a simple difference. Simple difference means here programmer does not write the sequence of ones and zeros, ones and zeros. Instead of that, mnemonics, the meaning of the memory aid. Mnemonics are developed. Mnemonics means simple coined English words. Actually, instead of writing a string of ones and zeros, you can write certain words, the short words in English: add for addition, sub for subtraction, mul for multiplication, load for loading, str for storing. Like that, simple English words are developed instead of a big string of ones and zeros. So, compared to the machine language, assembly language was simplified. Then people came forward to learn it because it is simplified. Then here also now he get a doubt. Actually, these are English words, but processor language is 1 and 0 binary language. How it can understand these coined words? Then, for that purpose, one software program was developed. That is assembler. It is a translator, but it does not take much overhead. It simply translates the things into binary strings. That's why it does not take much time. Assembler never take much time. Almost at par with the speed of the machine language, assembly language also works. But the biggest limitation with the assembly language is uh, for a simple task of a program, you have to write a big code. Big code. That is the biggest limitation. Because of the limitation of the low-level languages, high-level languages were invented. And now you see, here also a coding form of assembly language is given. You can have a look. By that you can understand. One thing always remember, if you learn anything abstract, you may forget. That's why if you do not know meticulous details of coding also, simply see this type of tables, you never get it out. You can form a concrete idea over them.